Hello, I'm Jamie Vancom, and this is Artist Cafe. First up, we meet Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Bobby Vee. With 38 singles in the Billboard Top 100, Billboard magazine named him one of the top 10 most consistent chart makers ever. In this segment, the musician and his two sons invite us into their studio to see what Vee is up to in his semi-retirement.
My name's Bobby Vee. I'm an 18-year-old singer from Fargo, North Dakota. It all started about 3 years ago, back in Fargo, my hometown, when I got together with my brother and two other kids and formed a small rock and roll band called The Shadows.
Susie, baby, where are you? Have you left me for someone new?
Susie, baby, where are you? Have you left me for someone new? So this little thing, I made it up when I was in board in high school. It was born out of teenage lust or something. I don't know. I was 15 years old, 16 years old when I recorded the song.
Is your love light shining bright?
Came out in the summer of 1959 and got all kinds of airplay in the upper Midwest.
Susie, baby, don't you know?
That was the springboard of my whole record career.
We were launched on our career by a tragedy.
It was February 2nd, 1959.
A plane carrying three rock and rollers heading for the Moorhead Armory, where they were scheduled to appear that night, crashed over Iowa. The three victims of the crash were Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper.
And I came home in the afternoon, and my brother told me that the three artists who were scheduled to be on the show that night were killed.
I was so stunned by this whole event because Holly was my hero, and I had a ticket for the show.
I mentioned to him that a local disc jockey had put out a plea for talent for the show that night.
Charlie Boone, that was the guy. He was in Fargo at that time as a disc jockey.
The whole group got together and we started discussing whether we should or shouldn't go on with the show. And I guess I was the only one that was actually against it, mainly because I was scared. We'd never played before a live audience.
We weren't even a band, and we didn't even have a name.
And in the end, we decided to go on with the show.
And then I got to thinking, well, we kind of never played before, and I don't really know what to do or anything.
Got to us, and Charlie Boone said, "Okay, you guys are on." He said, "What's the name of the band?" And everybody stared at the floor. We didn't have a name. And I finally said, "The Shadows." And it was this fast. He said, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, The Shadows."
I was almost in a coma by the time the curtains opened up.
Come back tomorrow night and try it again.
It changed my life, really. I mean, the thing changed my life. I mean, I wouldn't even be here if it hadn't been for that show.
Come back tomorrow night and try it again.
Ooh. This is the original band, 1959, Bobby Vee and the Shadows. There's my brother, myself, Jim Stillman, and Bob Coram. And the gold records are some of them. This is Take Good Care of My Baby.
Take good care of my baby.
This is a hit, a gold record from London on Rubber Ball.
Rubber ball like I'm bouncing back to you. Rubber ball like I'm bouncing back to you.
This is what we did for marketing in 1959. The guy that was managing us, Bing Bingston, he said, "We're going to have a little contest to find the real Susie baby." They chose the young lady that won, I guess if you call that winning. I picked her up in my 53 Oldsmobile, and we went out for dinner, and I dropped her off at home, and that was it. But isn't that something? It survived all these years.
Don't forget to stay right in the mic for me, Bobby.
He's your new flame, but when you hear my name, you won't forget me.
I loved being in the studio. I loved it. I loved it. Even more than being on stage, to be in a studio. You can really paint your pictures. There were a lot of songs that were left in the dust in the whole process of making records. And I got to thinking about those songs.
You won't forget the love, you won't forget the love I gave you.
They went and found boxes of tapes like these and acetates. These are the...
Yeah, this is Ferguson Road. It's a Carole King song. And it says on here, sorry, bad mixes. That was the guy that was producing it at that time. But it might be a bad mix, but it's not a bad song. And it can be properly mixed, and that's what we're here for.
Hey, 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 just one more time.
It's all back there.
That's what I did.
You don't hear hiccups very much anymore.
Just one more time.
130 some odd tracks. Everybody seems to be blown away that there could be this much material that was never released. It made sense to us to tell the rest of the story.
We have talked about him being lumped into that early 60s pop genre of Teen Idol, the Bobby Rydell, the Fabian, the Frankie Avalon. Most people that are music historians and follow that time period know that he was way more of the singer than most of those people were. And this back catalog of music shows that. The fact that he's got 6 albums worth of material laying around that nobody's ever heard shows that they were really trying to get his voice on as many things as they could.
We all have our angels, and yet I suppose we all have our devils. That's just how it goes, and it wouldn't change a thing.
I'm so blessed to be doing what I'm doing and to be in this business that it's over 50 years and to have my family in the music business.
Some distant promise life may or not bring. No, I wouldn't change a thing.
What else do you want? What do you need? This is what we do, you know. I can still do it.